So no one has anything. There's no special access to some kind of inside knowledge or information about how things work. And the pursuit of what is called enlightenment or self-realization or any of these things is really, it just leads in the opposite direction. What real freedom is just a step below. It's an absence of self-images and self-importance and all these things that these images that we try and live up to, which kind of would ultimately finally make us, give us some kind of a glow or specialness. So it's an absence of these things. And that also won't get heard because there is this, yeah, but there's always a yeah, but there must be some kind of specialness because of Buddha and I don't know what. But those are just telltales. They're just things that have been written down or somehow recorded and passed on in tales or whatever. So they're distortions, and they're just people's interpretations of what's going on. But to set something up as special, as if anyone who has ever been considered enlightened or self-realized or any of these words were somehow special, that belief is very strong, and it's the context of the word special is non-existent. So the term special has no reality, no validity whatsoever. And what freedom is just it's less than all these things. It's not a climbing up, it's a stripping things away, like false things, unnecessary things, which are just which only come from a social context, a traditional context, which is based on the assessment that humans are the truly special creatures of creation. So there is no access, there is no step after which there is some kind of knowledge that there wasn't before. On the contrary, it's a resignation to, and a clarity that there is just a mystery at the bottom of everything that we can't know. So talking about the subject is only the joy of talking about it. It's only the kind of funny situation that we're trying to put something into words that can't really be expressed in words. So within the subject of non-duality, there's also this drive towards some kind of specialness, just like with spirituality. So already, if you spend any kind of time watching non-duality videos, there are those which are considered more radical or more pure. And that's also like as if there was some kind of expression of this that were special, more special than others. So it's always the same discourse, it's always the same context, which runs on, let's say, like if you had train tracks, it runs on a completely different line to what's actually going on, which has nothing to do with specialness, which has nothing to do with radicalness or purity or the opposite also. It's just how it as it is. And every single life form can't even say it's connected to it because it is an expression of it. It can't be dissociated from it. So that also means that we may not be able to put it into words, we may not be able to intellectualize it, but there is a, let's say, an intuitive sense of it. Like you would say, if you have a gut feeling, that's what that is. Nothing can ever be added, nothing can ever be taken away. So that already sums up the futility of trying to get somewhere or trying to get rid of something to get somewhere. There's not even the whole debate about, not debate, but the insistence that there is no one, for example, that's also, it's redundant, because things are as they are, and the only thing that what non-duality expresses is that there is no duality, there are no two things ultimately. So it doesn't say anything about whether there is a self or not. These are terms, it depends how we define them. So the insistence that there, once we realize that there is no one or something, somehow the I fall away, it's really not like that. It's just become a dogma that, you know, maybe it was useful in some context to say it that way, and it came out that way, and then it, like all religions, ultimately something gets taken, it gets fixed. Whereas actually what's going on is just a conversation that's valid for that moment. Like, how many conversations of your life do you remember ever having? And those that we might consider that were nice or meaningful or worthwhile, they just, that's all we remember about them, that they were nice or worthwhile. We have a sense of love for the person that we had that conversation with. Finished, that's the end of it. But the holding on and the somehow mentally attaching ourselves to it, trying to pursue it, trying to get it, that's all waste of energy. It's futile. Can a thought be true? Any thought? Um, yes, in insofar as anything can be said to be true, your thoughts are just thoughts. They're a collection of words. So if you can say a word is a word, can a word be true? Then yeah. Thoughts are different to thinking. Thinking is running after thoughts. Can you make a film or series of films containing all I should know about non-duality, like a summary of it all? Phew, I'll think about it. Never thought about it. There's definitely nothing you should know about it. It's just it's like if you, I don't know, if you talk about it or you listen to it because you enjoy it. It's like if somebody said you should draw or you should play music or you should swim. There's no should about it. Yeah. And it's not a subject that can be learned, obviously. So it's I don't know, it's open ended. There's no, you know, it's not a thing, so we can't, it's not a technique to learn. It's not like learning a sport. Yeah, it's open ended. I don't know. But yeah, maybe can go over some points or put some structure into common things to address. Maybe it would be clearing up misunderstandings about it. That might be a way to work it. I'll think about it. Is it some godlike power or dimension? No, there is no godlike power or dimension. Um, there is nothing godlike. There is no God. There is just what is a mystery. Yeah, so there's no like reaching for like, oh, is it some kind of a power or dimension? It makes it look like there's some there as opposed to some here. Yeah, or something better or something somewhere else. It's not, there's no place, just like there's no time. Yeah, time is an agreement. We know, like if you and I want to meet somewhere, we say 9 p.m. We just have a reference point. It's a globally understood system. That's it. But there is objectively there is no time. So it's the same with space. Um, so there are no dimensions. Uh, but where does the gut feeling come from? It's a mystery. It it's as simple as that. Don't know, don't need to know. That's all. Any pursuit of it, like looking for it, it's just a habit of the mind to try and solve things, to try and get some inside knowledge or something like that. That's a waste of your energy. That's all. It's much more a case of enjoying a gut feeling, you know? Having a gut feeling is amazing because it doesn't lead you astray. It's only when people say, "Oh, I shouldn't listen to my heart. I should listen to my head." You know that debate between head and heart. Yeah, it's good to, you know, follow your heart, but you got to be realistic also in this world and all this nonsense. It's just that. That's the only thing really. So it's okay to listen to the heart or gut feeling and not to the logic and mind. Yeah, the if the it's just that it comes first. You know, logic and the mind, they have their place also, but it's not just okay, it's essential. Without that, we're just like, we can play the game. We can play the game of trying to find some kind of success, which means recognition in the world. We can play that game, but that's empty. It's fruitless. It's not satisfying ultimately. Um, yeah, without that, we're like a just get thrown around. It's like being in the ocean and just get thrown around by the waves. What if I'm not sure if it's the heart or the mind talking? Um, it doesn't really matter. It's like uh, if if you go with something and then there's some feeling of like, not sure about this, then that would be a natural hesitation. Uh, and the mind also, the things the mind presents, if it's just purely the mind or some, you know, some intellectual reasoning, then there's a certain hype about it. It's not calm, maybe. It depends. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day if you know or not. You're still going to feel it. Yeah. So if you're not sure, that being sure is more like the mind trying to be sure what it is. You see what I mean? You said earlier about wasting of energy. What is then not wasting the energy but giving it proper use? Um, don't need to think about that. Like, oh, I need to put my energy to proper use. No, it's just a felt thing. You can feel if something. I mean, if I say something is a waste of energy, it's just, you know, you feel it. You just get exhausted by something that you're like pursuing something for no reason, and then you end up feeling exhausted. But then you just know for the next time. There's no, so what if you waste your energy sometimes, you know? But I mean, I was talking about it in the context of spending a lifetime trying to pursue some kind of goal to ultimately, because ultimately I want to be special, I want to be glowing, I want to be enlightened, I want to be this, that. It's a waste of energy. I don't know. A healthy use of our energy is to give expression to what we want to do creatively, or whatever we like to do. So anything that we're doing in order to get some kind of attention from others is a waste of energy. Anything we do to express something is not.